Hi everyone, Chris Anderson with Mount Comfort RV. Continuing our showroom sales series of videos, we've brought in today a 2023 Bay Star Sport. Now this particular model is the 3225 model. This is a 2023 model and it has an MSRP of $240,975. If you're looking for what decoration packages and everything we have, both the interior and the exterior are done in the Stealth, and these cabinets are the Calypso glazed maple with the matte finish. All right, oops, I forgot to turn a couple lights on. Let's get those on there. There we go. A little more light in the coach here. All right, so as you can see, this floor plan, oh, maybe you can't see yet, but we'll tell you about it. To me, this is like a small diesel floor plan. And this is a gas coach. This is on a 22,000 pound Ford chassis with the 7.3 liter V8. Now, having said all that, the door is very far forward. If it was a diesel, the door would probably be in front of the passenger seat. In this case, it's right behind it. But the advantage of that is your door doesn't interrupt the floor plan anywhere as you go back through it. Now, your driver passenger seats here do both spin around, and we do have an overhead bed here that we will drop down later in the video to show you. Behind the driver's seat, we have a hide-a-bed sofa. This is going to fold out to sleep 2 people. And we option this in with the booth-style dinette that also makes a bed. So we have lots of sleeping options in here. What makes this a diesel feel, like I said, is having the door at the front. I'll add to that, you have the full wall slide here behind the driver's seat. This goes all the way to the back wall. And then we also have a bedroom slide in here that features a king-size bed and a really roomy bedroom with great wardrobe storage. All right, we're going to start up above the door here, the entry door. This is where on most of the Newmar gas coaches, you're going to find your controls for the coach. Up top here, this is a hard disconnect, so everything connected to your house battery goes through this switch. So when you want to put your coach in storage, you simply turn this red plastic key and that'll shut everything off. This is our control for our Euro loft overhead bed. We'll get to that in a minute. We have our Winegard digital antenna on the roof. That's for over-the-air television. Our front 2 slides are controlled here. Our awning lights are here. Our awning in and out is here. We have our energy management system here, which tells the coach what type of service it's plugged into, and then the coach uses its energy management to keep you under that service. So like for right now, you can tell we're plugged into a 30 amp plug here in the showroom, and regardless of what we try to turn on, it's going to keep you under 30 amps so that you don't pop the circuit breaker at the post in the campground scenario. We do have an inverter built into this coach that converts the 12 volt DC current into 120 volt AC current. Our step switch is here to control whether or not we want our step to stay out while we're at the campground or whether we want it to come in and out every time. And then our water heater controls for both gas and electric controls on the water heater are here. All right, but I know Newmar doesn't do a lot of these front overhead beds, so let's take a look at how that operates. This is called the Euro Loft, and it has a control right here. It's a very smooth operation. It actually travels down on 4 seat belts. There we go. It's all the way down now. It's like a full-size bed, so I'm guessing between 48 and 56 inches wide here. I did not measure it, but there's definitely room for 2 kids or 1 very comfortable adult in here. And the nice part about this is, look at the weight rating on it, 500 pounds. So you're not really worried about who's sleeping up there. 2 pretty good-sized individuals could be in there. It's a very smooth operation, like I said. Historically, we've seen a lot of these overhead beds from different manufacturers, and they run on tracks and worm gears or rack and pinion gears, and they get stuck or they come down crooked. The nice part about this, there's actually 1 motor that controls the system there, so they have to stay synchronized. When there's only 1 motor, they can't get out of sync. So that's a nice setup there. Come up into the cockpit here. From the driver's perspective, I love this. This is similar to what I have in my automobile. It's a huge touchscreen radio up front, and of course you have built-in nav and stuff like that in there as well. Underneath that, you have your volume control, and I like the volume control being on a knob. Sometimes when you're having to press a button or find a button on a touchscreen, it's a little tedious. We're all used to a volume being a knob, and that's a very quick way to turn that down. We have our HVAC controls right here in the center where you would expect them. This front shade is actually power, which is good. On the steering wheel, all of my cruise control is controlled right here through the dash, and I also have a nice menu I can scroll through for different options, fuel economy, miles to empty, that type of thing on my dash. I have a built-in phone charger over here to the driver's left. Oop, there's how you turn your hazards on. Built-in phone charger over here to the driver's left. We have power mirrors and heated mirrors. Now, I point that out and you think, well, of course it does, but you'd be stunned how many Class A motorhomes have manual mirrors on them. I think it's a horrible idea. That's why we like those power mirrors. Our lighting for our dome lights is over here. We can start our generator, even our front defroster fans you see hanging down there. No, those are not your personal cooling devices, although that's what most people use them for. Those are actually to help aid in defrosting the windshield. And then over here to my left, not only do I have a cup holder, but I also have a fully automatic hydraulic leveling system here. You literally, once you get in your camping spot, you get it into your spot, you set the parking brake, and then you hit power and you hit auto level, and this coach is going to level itself. All right, on the passenger side, let me move over here. Again, we have a nice cup holder here, but we also have an awesome table. All right, this pulls out. Look at that. It's at the perfect height. It's a great little workstation here. I have a plug down here that has 120 volts. So if I have a laptop is what I'm picturing here and plug in right here, man, talk about easy. You've got the most panoramic view ever to see the country with. And you can sit here very comfortably in a seat that's as comfortable as like a lazy boy chair and get some work done or play. Doesn't really matter which. This does have dual pane windows in the coach as well, even though the Bay Star Sport is technically Newmar's least expensive motorhome. They're not going to skimp on what makes it a Newmar. It's still built with 16-inch on-center residential construction. It's still very, very well insulated, the thickest walls in any gas coach out there. You're not going to hear anybody else on a gas motorhome say 16-inch on-center construction. Most of their studs are 4 to 5 feet apart or more. Nobody likes to talk about construction except Newmar, so that's a beautiful thing, but these are floor, walls, and ceiling, 16-inch on center, very well insulated, thickest floors, thickest walls, thickest roof in the industry, which makes it the quietest coach going down the road. It's the best insulated coach, which makes it the easiest to heat and easiest to cool motorhome out there. So just a few things on Newmar in general. All right, another feature of Newmar is their folding cockpit table. Take a look at this. All right, this folds up like this, pulls out like this, flips over. Now picture this, both these seats spin around, so you can face these seats towards one another and have a nice little secondary dining area here. Nice little feature from Newmar. Once you know how to work this table, it's very slick, and people do enjoy this feature. When you're done with it, it simply folds this way, push it down this way, there's a little release under there, and it's right back in its stowed position. How awesome is that? All right, so I think we've covered the front portion of our motorhome. We'll start behind the driver's seat here. Let's get into some of the storage features here. As I lift this up, you can see this is all one big area here. Now, you see some controls in here, some HDMI cables and stuff like that. That is a place for a satellite receiver. This coach does have the capability to have a satellite receiver added to it. It does not have the dish already installed, but Newmar is ready for it, so that makes it very nice and easy to get to. That's why they put a clear glass panel here, so if you do put a satellite receiver or DVD player in here, you can actually use the remote control through that. All right, let's go across here, and you see the booth dinette. That does fold down. It's called a Dream dinette. It folds down very easy. These cushions are sticking out a little. Let's get those back where they belong. There we go. So our TV comes up from the edge of that table there, and that is directly across from the sofa, so you have a perfect viewing angle there, and even your driver's seat spun around would be a great viewing angle for the television, so you're not always sitting here with your head turned to watch TV. These two little windows on the edge of the slide do open, so you can get a nice cross breeze. Same thing with over here by the driver's seat. That little window opens also. So when you see all these windows in here, all of these are opening windows, and you turn on some fans, you're gonna get a nice breeze coming through here. All right, so we're good back to here. Take a look at this. This is called multiplex lighting. Multiplex lighting, you'll see these light switches located throughout the coach, and they're all labeled. They're backlit, so they're easy to see, and you can walk in the coach and just hit a button or two and light up the entire motorhome, which is nice. You don't have to walk into each room to light it up. Also, when you're walking out the door, on the keypad by the door, if you just hit the bottom two buttons at once, it shuts off all the lights in the coach, which is a wonderful feature. Look at the pantry, one of the two pantries in this coach. Great storage space there. Now behind the pantry, we have our kitchen. Overhead storage here, and this is all one big cabinet. All right. This is not fake countertop. This is actual Corian countertop, cut and sanded and polished at Newmar. A beautiful backsplash. You know, it's funny to me when you see motorhomes and their backsplash is literally a piece of wallpaper border. That's not the case here. This is actually a nice metal backsplash. 3-burner cooktop with the oven. And a 30-inch Whirlpool microwave. In our lower kitchen storage, look at this. Huge cabinet there. Lots of room for pots and pans. Okay, and then drawers galore. 1, 2, 3. You can see even on the Bay Star Sport, these are all soft touch drawers. When you get close, it pulls itself back in. All right, nice little cubby down there. That's actually access for your water heater. What that's there for is when you get ready to winterize your coach, your bypass valves for your water heater are underneath there. If you're looking for more drawer space, look at that drawer, huge. All right, I mentioned 2 pantries. Here's pantry number 2. All right, so this features an 8 cubic foot Norcold gas and electric refrigerator. So this is the ones that run off of propane when you're not plugged in, or obviously when you are plugged into electricity, it will run off of electricity, and you do have an ice maker built in here as well. All right, let's take a look at the bathroom. All right. Lots of room in here. Look at your countertop space. All right. We have a great medicine cabinet. All right, now over here, this is going to be a panel you don't use too much. That's your lighting control box there. You do have a little bit of storage over here to the right. Okay, nice corner cubby there. This does have the Newmar Wi-Fi Ranger in it. They put it right in the middle of the coach here, so it's easy to get to, but that's what you see up in that corner. All right, storage here next to the toilet. All right, I'm going to step back into the shower just to get out of the way. And storage under the sink. This is an undermount stainless sink. All right, then take a look at this shower. One of the bigger showers in a gas motorhome you're going to see. Plenty of height here. I'm 5'9" or so. So even if you're 6'3", 6'4", you've got room. That's why they put the skylight here. A nice metal, not plastic, nice metal shower fixture here. And there is room in this shower. So nice bathroom for, again, this is a 32-foot motorhome. So you got to keep that in mind as we go through it. There's a lot here to talk about. All right, so we've made it back to the center of the coach here. New for 2023, this is the KIB Newmar touch system for our motorhome. This is basically what we control a lot of the features with our coach for. Most of what you're going to do, you're going to use the home screen. So we're going to hit home. This tells us just about everything we need to know. We can see our holding tank levels here, so we can tell if our gray or black are getting full and we need to dump them. We can turn our water pump on here if we're using water from our freshwater tank. And these are our main lighting systems are even on this screen as well. The menu is down at the bottom. We're going to hit the AGS button, okay? From there, we can see, we can set up, AGS stands for auto generator start, by the way, so we can set up our generators start at a certain temperature or a certain battery voltage to keep our coach batteries charged. Okay, we go to HVAC. Obviously, that's pretty self-explanatory. We have 2 rooftop air conditioners on here, and we can control them from here. You hit your mode button. Yeah, see, this has heat pumps in them as well. So both of those air conditioners are also heat pumps. That's good because when you're in the campground scenario and you're plugged in, you can heat this coach. If it's above about 40 degrees out, you can heat this coach with your heat pumps instead of using your furnace. It does have a furnace on it, but above 40 degrees, use the campground's electricity in your heat pumps rather than using your propane. And then lastly, we have our lighting control over here. That's individuals. See at the top, you have living room, kitchen, bathroom. You just touch any room, and then all the lighting for that individual room is controlled right there. So great setup. I think you'll like the touchscreen. It's very simple to use. Going into the bedroom, we do have a pocket door. So this pulls over. Okay. And this door locks either in the all the way open or all the way closed position. As we enter the bedroom, as I mentioned before, we do have great storage in here, but we also have a Samsung television, smart TV, with down here another spot for a DVD player or satellite receiver if you do add a satellite dish to this. There are 5 drawers in here, 2 like this, and see how far that pulls out, so even it's beyond the cabinet there, and 3 drawers like this. All right. Also, look at the size of this wardrobe. Okay. Great wardrobe. Now that cushion is actually what used for when you make the booth dinette into a bed. You need that cushion to complete that setup. Even though this is a 32-foot motorhome, this is a king-size bed with a rear window. Rear windows are something that have kind of gone away in most Class A motorhomes, but I love a rear window. You have outlets on either side of the bed. Troy, you can get a shot of that one. There's one of these on each side of the bed, along with that little storage cubby there. All right, and those outlets have both a 120-volt AC outlet on there, and it also has a USB charger. Then we'll lift this up. There's a great place to store your ladder for your front overhead bed. And again, this is a king-size bed. It's a nice pillow top mattress. This isn't a cheapo mattress. All right, we're gonna put that down. All right, let's show you what this motorhome looks like with the slides in. Okay, so our slides are closed. This one's a little tight. I'd give this a C, honestly, as far as how easy it is to pass through here. You can definitely get to everything, but it's a little snugger than some. They got a lot of space out of this with the way they did the slide rooms. They got you a heck of a lot of space in a 32-foot motorhome. Like a lot of things in RVing, there's always a trade-off. So, little tight here, but can we function in here? Okay. Can I get in this pantry? Absolutely. No problem there. Can I get in the fridge? Good luck keeping me out of the fridge. All right, there we go. No problem. I can get to my ice cream, get to the jug of milk, no problem. Bathroom. Okay, this door opens nice and wide. Okay, not bad. They're a little snug here, but I've still got 4 or 5 inches of clearance here. So, a little tight, but doable. Pantry, no problem. All right, probably the tightest areas you kind of are doing the sideways shuffle right here. That's the tightest area. Like I said, there's always a trade-off in RVs. When you gain something, you lose something. What we gained with this really deep slide out here is a very diesel-feeling floor plan, a big diesel-feeling floor plan in a 32-foot coach. The trade-off is when we squeeze from this side and squeeze from this side, we're a little tight going down the road. It is what it is. You know, you want to be able to get to the bathroom, you want to be able to get to the refrigerator. You can definitely do both. There you go. All right, let's take a look at the outside of this motorhome. Okay, so we're on the outside of our Bay Star Sport 3225. Of course, all Newmar coaches feature full body paint. This is their masterpiece finish. This is not a white fiberglass coach with graphics over it like a lot of gas motorhomes are. This is absolutely every inch of this is painted. So that's the first thing. That's gonna look so much better 5 years from now. You're not gonna have graphics peeling. You're not gonna have paint faded, that type of thing. It's gonna look good. So on the front, we do have the clear film. You can't even really see it on here, but you're gonna have to take my word for it. There's a clear film to protect against the bugs and the small rock chips, that type of thing. You do have on here as well, this is our flagpole option. So there's an adapter that slides down in there so you can fly your favorite flag. Of course, this coach does have backup cameras on it and turn signal activated side cameras. As we come back through, you see how low the entry step is. That's a nice easy transition into the coach. Sometimes that first step is a doozy. That's not the case here. Our baggage doors, these are not travel trailer doors where they have the little radius cut out on them. No, these are actual slam doors, just like a diesel pusher would have. You can see your storage through there. It's all carpeted. There's some extra floor tiles in there. As we come back into this compartment, you see they did put some hookups in here for an outside TV if you wanted to put a little TV on a table or something out here. And also there's a 120-volt outlet in there as well. So if there's any outside devices you want to plug in or just have an extra place to charge your phone, you can certainly do that. As we come back a little further, we have our Onan Cummins 5500 generator. A lot of gas coaches have the 4000 generator on them, but that won't run 2 air conditioners. The 5500 will absolutely run 2 air conditioners. It's also a quieter generator, and it has onboard diagnostics built into it, so if there ever is a generator problem, most of the time it'll throw a code and tell you what's wrong with it. So that'll save you. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, it tells you what's wrong and you can take care of that. If you're not a do-it-yourselfer, it'll save you diagnostics time in the shop. Okay, I'm going to shut these doors. Make sure we get a shot in there. That's your freshwater tank. To the right of it, right down here, there's a really easy to get to freshwater valve on there. I know on my RV, the freshwater tank, I actually kind of almost have to crawl under it to dump my holding tank. That is a very nice feature there to be able to easily get to that. And then we have a pass-through storage back here on the very back. All right, here's this and this. Now, look at this. This is still, even though this is Newmar's least expensive motorhome, it's still a flush mount slide, just like a Dutch Star, just like a Mountain Air. They do the exact same thing here where the slide room actually recesses back into the sidewall for a better fit, less chance for wind noise, less chance for water penetration. Also, while we're standing back here, Troy, get a shot of that. Let's look at the size of that awning. That is a huge awning. It goes from right here all the way. This is where you spend your time when you're in the campground. All the way to here, this is all awning space over your door, so when you come and go, you're not getting wet all the time. Nice setup. We also have slide toppers on both the bedroom slide and on the full wall slide as well. All right, when we come around to the back of the motorhome, you're going to see a one-piece molded fiberglass cap. It's not just that flat back wall that a lot of motorhomes have. This actually has the one-piece molded cap with the built-in frameless window. The camera's recessed back into the cap, not some bolted-on afterthought. Your generator actually exhausts back here at the very back of the coach instead of, I've actually seen them blow out onto the campsite before, which makes no sense to me whatsoever. And then we have a 5,000-pound tow hitch on here as well, so you can tow a small to mid-sized vehicle behind you. Your ladder is built into this, so you can get up on the roof as well. All right, let's take a look at the other side. All right, once again, we have our second turn signal camera up front here on the driver's side of the coach. We come back just a little bit. We have our propane bottle. Now, most of the time, especially with a heat pump on this coach, you're probably not going to need to use your propane all that much. Most people will fill that once or twice a year at the most. The only appliance you have on here that drinks a lot of propane is your furnace, and you shouldn't be using your furnace very much for two reasons. The first reason being that hopefully you're in warm climates where you don't need your furnace. But the second reason being that this coach does have heat pumps on it, and so you should be using your heat pumps if it's above 40 degrees. We have a pull-out tray here with some of our house batteries on it. The rest of our house batteries are actually up under the hood with the chassis battery. We'll come back here. We can see there's the back of our freshwater tank. And that clear hose you see laying there, that's actually our hose for winterization. We come back to our next compartment, our wet compartment. This is where we bring water in and get wastewater out. But notice this is actually in the basement, the enclosed basement space. So you have your insulation, your heat, all of that is in here as well. So, and you know, a lot of times, again, you see motorhomes with the knife valves and everything hanging down below the coach. Well, if they're hanging out, they can freeze. And if they freeze, it doesn't really matter if you have heated holding tanks or anything. If you can't get the gray and black water out, you can't get more fresh water in. So nice to have those in an enclosed and heated space. More storage here on these last three compartments. Storage, storage, storage. Now, I always have to ask one thing of people, and that is, if you've enjoyed these videos, please like our video. Please share our video if you really liked it, and subscribe to our page. And most importantly, don't forget, if you're interested, to ask for me when you call into Mount Comfort RV. We do appreciate you watching. My name's Chris Anderson. We'll see you next time.